Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Rahman Karnila, MSE. I am a lecturer of Rio University. I will share you about the research with the title The Use of Different Deacetylation Temperature Towards Quality of Ketosan Mute Crab, Scylla serrata, by Dr. Rahman Karnila MSI, Torandus Suardu Lukman MS, and Siti Humaira. Introductions. There are three things about the background. First, wash increase is produced by crab products, especially solid wash in the form of crab cell. Data show that 1,000 tons of crab cell wash is generated per year. Second, ketosan isolation took place through the stage of demineralization, deproteination, and deacetylation. And the third, the parameter that affects the value of the degree of the acetylation are base concentration, base strength, temperature, rate the acetylation, and time. The purpose of this research are determine the chemical composition proximate of ketosan and ketin, the best the acetylation temperature for obtaining ketosan and yield of ketosan and ketin from mud crab. Method. The research method use experimental design with two steps. Step of research. The first, preparation of mud crab flour. And the second, extraction and analysis of ketin and ketosan. The first, preparation of mud crab flour. The sample were dried in sunlight. Then they are blended by blender until the texture like flour. Step 2. Or second, extraction and analysis of ketin and ketosan. There are three steps getting ketosan. They are the demineralizations, deproteinations, and decolorization. First, the demineralizations. The flour edits HCl 1.5 ends and homogenize them then heat it for 1 hour. Let it head settle, and after that it was washed. Second, deproteination process almost seem like deproteination, but the solution concentration is 3.5 N. Last, decolorization process, deproteination product edit H2O2 and heated in 1 hour. The next, extraction and analysis of ketin and ketosan. Ketin with was gotten. It edits NaOH 50% and heated with different temperature. And finally, we got ketosan product. Result and discussion. Ketin and ketosan, which were gotten, were analyzed for characteristic. We can see the result at table 1. From table 1, we can see the water content of ketin in the mud crab cell produced is 7.29% and has met the ketin standard set by Proton Laboratories 6087, which is a maximum of 10%. Ketin as content obtained from this study was 44.2 5%. The chitin as content does not meet the chitin quality standard set by Proton Laboratories 1987, which is a maximum of 2%. High S content can be caused by washing, not using running water, and less constant stirring during the demineralization process. Sidauruk 2014. The next result and discussion. For the degree of deacetylation, we can see using FTER spectra result like figure 1. From figure 1, we can see the degree of the acetylation of chitin produced is 33.09% and has met the chitin standard of Proton Laboratories, which is about 15 until 70%. This is in accordance with Bastaman 1989 statement that chitin is a slightly deacetylated and acetyl glucosamine polymer. The next result and discussion. The next for Markgraf chitosan, there are 3 treatments which were given to sample. As you can see at diagram in figure 2 until 4, there are ratio of average value for chitosan yield, water content, and ash content. The high yield was in KO1 66.00% and the difference was in each treatment. The higher the acetylation temperature used, the lower the yield value. The difference in the yield of chitosan produced is thought to be influenced by the process of breaking the acetyl bond in the chitosan hydrolysis process, which cause a decrease in molecular size. So that's the molecular weight of chitosan, because like this Sucron 2060. The water content of the chitosan produced ranks from 6.47 until 6.54%, and this has met the quality standard of chitosan set by Proton Laboratories 1987 and Muzzarelli 1985, which states that the water content chitosan is a maximum of 10%. The next result and discussion for degree of the acetylation, we can see at graph at figure 5. We can conclude that it's increased. From figure 5, we can see the degree of the acetylation of chitosan produced from this study ranks from 49.63% until 52.63%, where this resource was far below the quality standard of chitosan required by Proton Laboratories 1987 and Muzzarelli 1985, who stated that the degree of the acetylation of chitosan was higher than 70%. The degree of the acetylation is a parameter of chitosan quality. Thus, the chitosan obtained in this study is of very low quality or still close to chitin. Finally, the conclusion which can be given are: first, the highest concentration of astaxanthin extract from Faname stream Caravax Lithopenaeus faname using palm oil was found at 240 minutes or 5.0909 milligram per gram, and the lowest was at 120 minutes or 2.6351 milligram per gram. Second, the resulting chitin is a creamy with white powder. The quality characteristic of mangrove crab chitin from the research includes yield of 27.81%, moisture content of 7.29%, wet dries as 44.05%, wet dry. Thank you for your attention. I am sorry for all mistaken. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.